Guys, I'm a little late this morning. Sorry. I just got a late start this morning. I don't know. I just was like, ugh. I get like that sometimes. So I'm here, and we're gonna be talking about a couple of different things today. We're doing a little bit of a review of a couple of things that I've been saying. Gotta light my candles. So that way I'm on, so you guys can hear some of my podcasts, some of my predictions, some of all of that, a little bit of everything today. Just a mismatch or a mishmatch, right? Hi guys, you guys are waiting for me. Everybody's like was waiting for me. I know you were. I know. Thanks, guys. I'm just lighting my candles. Okay, I can see your. Wait, there we go. I can see you guys a little better. Oh, I got a device messed up. Hold on. This one's, I got to change something real fast. Other than that, nope, I'm good. We're going to be talking about a couple of different, it's like I'm telling you, it's like a mishmash. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So please hit the likes and stuff on TikTok, please. I did my subscribers last night. I went on. It's been crazy. So if you guys don't know, I've gone viral on TikTok. I'm trending, and I'm book solid. I've been busy. I've been very busy. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about some of the predictions, some of the things that are going on. So if you could, hi guys, hi Earl. If you guys could please hit the likes and the shares, that will help me out. So that way I just put the word podcast on there because I know it's Metaphysical Meanderings doesn't fit on, on TikTok. And I have to be careful what I say on, I can't say you channel and I can't say Insta channel. I have to be careful what I say. So anyway, we're going to be talking about a little bit about some of the more recent predictions that have happened that I predicted. And hi guys, how is everybody this morning? So yeah, I'm just lighting my candles and getting ready. I'm just off a little bit. I did what I do 8 readings yesterday. That wasn't as bad. I'm doing 10 readings a day and 10 hour yeah, I'm busy. So, and I'm also and if you guys don't know, I'm going after this. Okay, so this is my schedule, so you guys know, and I'm gonna be starting to post it because people are reaching out to me. Hi guys, hi Christina. Hi guys, hi Anna. I Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays I don't work. It's my time, but I'm working because I've got to get this book done. And I'm going to tell you a really good story that's going to be in the book right now. Here, wait. I'm wondering if wait. You guys, can you hear me okay oh wait, hold on. See, I'm not together because I got a little tired out this week. I was tired, and yeah, I know it's an excuse. I know, but still here. I know. So anyway, here, I guess there we go. Thank you. Let's see if that works. There we go. Can you guys hear me really well? I hope so. There it goes. Yep. Should go. Having trouble with here, I gotta tighten it up. I'm having trouble with my StreamYard. And so if you guys don't know, sometimes it just goes, it's freezing. It's not me. I finally figured out it's not me. I'm going, yeah, like what's going wrong? And it's not my computer. But I did buy a brand new computer. Well, it isn't brand new, but it's like a 22 Apple, and it's completely loaded. It's loaded with all these new cameras, and I needed to do it. This is just a little air. It's a real, but anyway, so good morning. So if I do go off on, it shouldn't go off. I found out why it's doing what it's doing. So hopefully it won't. I'm going to tell you a story though, and I want to know if you guys have experienced this, because I'm putting it in my book, and I just experienced it like yesterday. No joke. So it's going in my book's called Memoirs of an Accidental Psychic. And I have an actual literary agent who wants it in her hands by October. And it was completely done. She goes, you know what? I was going to write a second book. Okay. And it's like a little series. And she goes, nope, I want all the information you're going to put in that second book in the first. I wanted a little longer, and I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, I'm busy. I love being busy though. You guys know I have ADHD, or it's not really, it's more of a form of it. I am a Sag. So you guys, if you're a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, you can't stop. It's a fire thing. You go and you go and you go and you go. And if I don't have 18 things going, I was like this my whole life. Like even in high school, like I was involved in like 18 different clubs, and I've always been like this. Anyway, so yesterday I'm doing research for my book, and they want to know, how did you become psychic? What do you want? How did all this happen? And I it's in my chart. It's in my astrology chart, you guys. So I want to know if there's spots where you can look. I want you to take a look. If you are finding any kind of heavy Pisces in your chart, like if it's definitely a sun, moon, rising, or even a north node, you're psychic. You probably will be using it. Some people are psychics and don't use it, So, oh, thank you. Somebody's like, I love your energy. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm like this all the time. This is like the way I am. Like I'm like I didn't know until I was 56 years old that I have ADHD. It's a form of it. I'm just high energy all the time. I used to have somebody kept trying to say, well, you're bipolar and you're this. So I said that something's wrong. I'm like, I knew, but I don't go through the moody, depression-y. Like I do get down in the winter, and that's because I'm locked up and cooped up I live in Wisconsin, and there's snow and I can't get outside. I'd live outside 24/7 if I could. And I kept telling him, I'm like, I don't agree, because I don't go through like these mood swings. I mean, everybody gets moody, but I mean, and so finally somebody says, well, no one's told you? And I go, what? And she goes, I can guarantee that's what this is. And I had somebody say it to me, you have a form of ADHD. That, see, women don't get diagnosed because I don't have a hard time concentrating. If I can concentrate, if I choose to concentrate. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just a very, very, very active person. And it's getting more intense as I lose weight. You guys notice that? Because I'm not carrying around as much. I've lost more weight. All right. So you guys, I had weight loss surgery. If you guys don't know, I know a lot of you know if you're following me, but I had weight loss surgery, and I'm going to be honest with you. Like it'll stop like for 2 months at a time. And then now I'm every day I'm dropping it again. Now I've dropped a pound a day now for the last 4 or 5 days. And so that's what happens. I've noticed that it won't come off. And then all of a sudden it'll be like 15 pounds or 20 pounds and bam. And so I'm losing weight again. It like changes my, I don't know how to describe it. It's changing my metabolism and my mind and everything. And so I can tell when I'm losing weight. I'll get up in the morning and I can tell. I don't have to even weigh myself. I know I have. And there's more energy. I'm going after this, and I'm going to go do my Tai Chi, and then I'm going to go walk a couple miles. So I have to go get all that in. And then I have to go take care of my pasture for my horses, and I have to go I feed them and my chickens, and see what I mean? I'm active. Now, do I always have time for you? I always have time. Like if I'm sitting every once in a while, though, when people will call me, if you guys see me and I happen to be munching on something, it's because I have to eat every couple hours, because my metabolism has changed so much that I get a headache now. So I apologize if you ever call me for a reading, book a reading, janetsky.com, and you see me, I've got little something that if I'm on Zoom, I warn people, I said, I'm not doing it to be disrespectful, because I kind of think it is sort of, but I have to. So because my metabolism has changed so much. Anyway, so back to this, I'm going to tell you a story from my book, and then I'm going to give you a couple of the predictions that I saw just happen. And I'm like, I said them, and what I'm doing now is I'm finding them. And then what I do is I'm clipping them, and then I'm replaying them on TikTok. So TikTok, Instagram, and Insta channel, You channel, I'm playing them on there again. All right. So here's my story, because it's so interesting. I just was like, I didn't realize I'm, like I said, I'm 57 years old. And I didn't realize that I have a form of ADHD. And it isn't even ADHD. It's because usually you can't concentrate and stuff. I can concentrate. If I decide I want to concentrate, leave me alone. I'm good. I was great in school. School was easy for me. It's more that I'm just a super active person. And I toured as a tennis professional. I was semi-professional tennis player. So that right there would be playing 3-4 hours a day on a tennis court. That's a lot. And it would balance me out. So I never, I never had all this like full of energy thing. Anyway, so now that's what I'm losing weight. I'm trying to get back to that. So anyway, I'm doing research. Okay. So, and they want to know, it's my memoir. So I'm trying to think back of how far I can think back. And I want you guys to think how far can you think back? I want you to think back when you were a child, how far you can think back. I can think back being in diapers. I mean, I can remember. Now, there is a thing that people do that goes, it's almost like an Akashic record. And you can go through like almost like a hypnosis and remember being born and releasing the negative energy because it's very traumatic. Being born is traumatic, in any way or shape or form, it's traumatic. And I've done that myself. So I've done that before. And you break out crying. Like you don't consciously remember it, but you do, your soul remembers it. Anyway, so I'm thinking back and I'm going, I can remember being 2. I remember MLK being shot. That's gotta be that. Oh, I have a hummingbird right in front of my face, like right in front of the window. Isn't that cute? Anyway, sorry. Here's my ADHD. Anyway, when it comes to outside, being outside, outdoors. Yeah. Anyway, so I think back and I remember being I'm sure I do remember because I was a really, really little. I was like maybe 2, a year and a half. I mean, but I remember something because I know I remember with the race riots. I remember like Watts riots or something. I think I was 69. I remember Woodstock, that's 69. Do you see what I'm saying? I can remember that stuff. And I don't remember other things though. So now listen to this. If you've never gone to a young child who's 4, so if you've got kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, neighbors that have kids that are 4 or under, ask them who they are. They will tell you who they were in their last lifetime. I'm telling you, this works. Okay. Anyway, so here's my story. So here I am trying to think back of all, and I remember I love horses. Now you guys know that I own 3 horses, soon to be maybe 5. It's a long story. I have a chance to get a pony, and she's a large pony. She's a medium to large pony. She's about 12 and a half hands, which would be right for about an 8 or 9-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for one for my grandkids because my daughter wants to perfect, to get a young horse, a young pony to teach to ride so she can teach lessons. Because remember, we're opening up an equine therapy place. And I'm out looking and I'm thinking she's got a filly by her side. She's got a 3-week-old filly, a Palomino filly, and she's a Palomino paint. So I'm going to go look. Anyway, but I love horses. And I love horses. You just don't understand. As a little child, my mom, I would scream and cry. Now this is genetic. Because it's genetic and it's past life. And I'm going to tell you why. I know. Okay. So my whole family raises horses. They're horse trainers, horse breeders, farriers, like everybody. I've got cousins that are racing out in New York. I've got horse racing. They're quarter ponies. I've got all of my great aunts, all my great uncles raced horses. They did sulkies. My grandfather owned, trained, raised horses. That was like he always could figure out what was wrong with a horse if it was lame or something. He was really good at it, which I kind of think I might have inherited. I'm good at knowing what's wrong with animals. Everybody's got horses. It's genetic. Now, my dad didn't inherit it, so I didn't get a horse when I was little. I used to cry because I wanted a pony. I remember sitting on his lap at about 3 or 4 crying because I couldn't have a pony. Anyway, so I have my horses now. But anyway, so my mom and dad used to tell me I used to gigo. I used to call horses, scream like at the top of my lungs, gigo, gigo. And I would just be screaming and screaming and screaming. Now, if you guys also know, if you would see my house. Now, some of you guys have actually come. Yes, it's a Reiki center. And yes, you can come for appointments. I live on the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Anyway, and you can drive out here because people have and make appointment with me. But the whole house is the whole flare is like a southwesterny western, feathers and buffalo and horses. And it's just, I like that kind of stuff. That's what I wear a lot when I'm not wearing my tie-dye hippie stuff. My hippie stuff. Anyway, so it gets weirder. Now listen. Okay, so here we are, and I am looking, researching, going, okay, why gigo? Why did I say gigo? Now, by the age of 4, I said horse. But before that, I was just starting to talk and I said gigo. Now, here we go. I'm looking this up and I'm going, okay, why gigo? Why would I? And I kept giddy up go is what I thought maybe. But you do know in England, little children call horses gigis. So, and I'm going, well, maybe that's it. It gets weirder. So I'm doing a little research. Now I'm Native American I am Native American just a touch, genetically, but I've been Native American many times in when I did past life regression, I was a female shaman that I didn't even know they had. And I raised horses. And so and I raised a type that doesn't exist anymore. It was like an Appaloosa pink cross. I don't know, but they don't exist anymore. I think they're kind of like a Nakota horse. Anyway, so here I am, and I'm like looking, and I thought I hit Chat GBT, you guys. I hit J, and I said, you know what? What does gigo? Where does that come from? Well, it pops up, and it said something about a different place, like Navajo or something, and it means horse. And I go, Navajo? No, it can't be. So I'm doing a little bit more research, and sure enough, I found it, and it does pop up repeatedly that the word in Sioux Lakota, which I'm so drawn to that. That's what I'm drawn to. I'm Shawnee genetically, but I'm just really drawn to the Sioux Lakota. There is a branch of them. I don't believe they exist anymore. It's a very ancient branch, and they use the word. They had this long word, because I know that it means big dog for most of the Lakota Sioux, but it wasn't. It was like a little derivative, and it was gigo for horse. And I'm like, now also, which I found interesting, is gigo means in Anishinaabe, which is Ojibwa. I believe it is. Don't hold me to that. But means please. So could I be please a horse? Could I could have been doing either one of those, but it's coming from a past life. That's what it was. Now, the reason that I'm mentioning this is I want you guys to be thinking about it. Go, if your parents are still around and you can talk to your parents, ask them if you did anything like this that's unusual. My middle daughter, who is most like me, probably out of my 3, my one daughter looks like me, walks like me, and talks like me, but she's more like her dad's family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about. But my middle daughter has my mindset. She's a horse lover, that kind of thing. And she told me when she was about 3, one day I was combing her hair, and she says, and she's saying, Mom, I used to be a fireman. And I'm like, really? Okay. And I'm like, and she's telling me about this. I'm going, and she goes, I used to have these big boots and this shirt. And she would describe it all really, really well. And she's 3, right? And she goes, but I retired. And I go, she's 3. She's 3, you guys. She's 3. There's no way a 3-year-old would understand retirement. And I said to her, well, when was this? And she looks at me funny and she goes, not now, before now. And I go, really? And she goes, yes, before now. And I'm like, now, anybody I'm telling you, go ask a 3 or 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter right now. That's that daughter's child. And listen to some of the things they say. My oldest granddaughter told me this long story at about 2, because she could talk good enough, how she had been hurt by her she was not you, grandma, but another grandma hurt me, and she threw me in the trash, and she all these horrible things that her grandmother did to her. I said, where was this? In a big city. And she described what she looked like, and I wrote it all down, because when it comes down to it, she won't remember. See, I don't remember saying gigo. I had to be told that. We don't remember we're doing it because we haven't assimilated into this lifetime, and it's like leftover residue. So I want you, if you guys don't believe me, go ask a kid. My youngest daughter my youngest one, who's 27, when she was little, we had family in Florida, and she'd go down and stay. And when she came home, and she was about 3, because they stayed with grandma, she couldn't. You're not my parents. My parents are George and Mary. And she argued for a week that we weren't her parents. And then after that, she was fine. She's having a past life thing. Okay. So I want you guys to be thinking about this. This is real stuff. All right. I just want to let you guys know. Yeah. So you think, okay. Yeah. Think about as far back as you can remember. And if you had any odd things. Now, see, somebody said I can remember kindergarten. I can remember my first day of kindergarten. And people are like, how do you remember? Because I have my best friend. She's like, I can't remember much before 9. And I'm like, well, I can't tell. Some people just don't. I don't know why, but I can remember being not starting school, being maybe 3, 2. I remember the day I got taken out of my crib and put into a big girl's bed. I mean, I remember this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if that's what's helping me maybe remember some of the past lives. Maybe, I don't know, but I want you to think about it. Okay. Oh, you're seeing, yep. So the user says, she says, yes, my daughter used to say stuff like that. Write it down, because they won't remember it. I'm telling you, I don't remember it. I don't remember calling them gigos or, but yet I can remember being 2 and 3. Isn't that crazy? Because you know what? It's coming from your soul. You see, what happens is when we can't come here, we get disconnected a lot of times between our subconscious and our soul. Now, your soul knows everything. Your subconscious is gaining new memories, but the old memories are there. They're just connected. So when you reconnect them, all of a sudden, if you have not done past life regression, do it. Do it. Okay. Have you blocked? Some people block some of their childhood. If you've had a traumatic childhood, hey, I grew up fat as a kid, got thin as in middle school, but, I've been through some trauma too. Those people are cruel, man. Like, anyway, but, if you can remember and see if you can, because it's just crazy, because you're not, do you know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. Lori's like, I love that. That's so cool. And I'm like, I know. And so I'm actually writing that in my book right now, because I started typing and I'm researching my own life. And I was like, Giga, like, what was I saying? Like, but it makes sense, because if you guys know my deep connection to horses, I'm going out after this and treating my horse's hoof. He has a bad case. I hope he doesn't get white line disease. If you guys don't know, horses, their hooves, when they get infected and they can get something called white line disease, it can kill them. Horses have weird hooves. They've got to stay hard and they've got to stay clean. And sometimes they'll be in mud and they'll get in there. And my horse is had a canker sore, like almost like on the bottom of his hoof. We got it to clear up, and he's getting older. That's my horse's name that I named my business after, Sky. And it's like a hole. Well, it was gone. It was doing really well. Well, it rained a lot. And my daughter went out there last week and she was cleaning hooves and taking a look at them. And she says, no, it's not. So I've got this special stuff that's supposed to harden the hoof, and you paint it on with like a brush. And I'm going to try to get out there and take care of his. It's just 1 foot, but I'm real worried about him. So, because you guys, if horses are lame, they're dead. It's that simple. We had to put a horse down. She tore a ligament in her back left, and that was his mother. And we had to put her down at 16. We had no choice. And so it's a big deal. If horses aren't up and around, they're dead. So yeah. So thank you guys. Anyway, all right. So I think he'll be okay. He's not limping. So, which is a good sign. It might just be thrushy. Like they'll get infections, like up in there and, So you ever hear of hoof and mouth disease? It's kind of like, that's literally where that term comes from. Hoof and mouth disease. It's the same kind of bacteria and everything. So I don't know did you ever have a kid that got it? I did. I had one where my daughter, my youngest daughter got it, where she got like an infection in her mouth, like a thrush and stuff. And we had to treat her mouth. We had to clean and sterilize all her bottles. And yeah, that's where that all comes from. So hi guys. Anyway, so I'm just letting you guys know that's kind of what it is. Now, the prediction. So you guys are waiting for my prediction. Okay, so you guys do know that I predicted that there would be a change in the Supreme Court. Please check out enchantedSky.com, because that is where it's at. You'll see it listed on there. Now, sorry. Somebody, I'm getting spammed to death. And yes, someone said that someone stealing my videos. Yes, they are. No, Tammy, it's not bruised. It's got a hole. She's like, she thought maybe it was, hey, she had a bruised frog. He had a bruised frog. It's not it. It's got an actual hole. Like you can, like a hole. And it's coming. It's some type of, he may have canker. We don't know. And maybe I've gotten it to heal up though. A canker is just like a hole that they get. I don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of trying to treat it though. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So I predicted there'd be a Supreme Court, there'd be a change in the Supreme Court, there'd be added justices. Now I said 2 or 3. Now from what I can see and what Biden has mentioned is that there's going to be we know there's 2 retiring for sure. One for sure, Roberts, he will be retiring. There's possibly 2. It might be Alito, but they're going to be adding one to offset it. So there's going to end up being 15. So actually, I think that's a good idea. I'm not being biased, but I've got some of these crazies on there criticizing Biden for changing the Supreme Court. And I don't care. That thing is corrupt as the day is long. And I'm telling you right now that it's a good thing because they're going to be picking some people, trying to get it balanced better and trying to get, I also said that they would be forcing Thomas out. I still say it. That's a prediction. They're going to force him out. Are they going to press charges? You got your choice. You're going to do it or press charges. So what? Yep. So, all right. But I just know that, and he mentioned it Monday, and I go, I put that on my website. It's on my website that I knew that they would be changing justices. You have to understand what I see. What I see is good coming out of all of this. All right. Healthcare, DACA. Okay. Remember when our families, because come on, we're all, I mean, I'm Native American a little bit, but still most of my families come here. Hi, how are you? Here, do you have your paperwork? Oh, let's give a quick exam. You look fine. What's your name? Here's your name. Welcome to America. I'm sorry. We are built on immigration. Think about it. The immigrants come, they're the ones willing to do stuff we're not. I mean, I'm sorry, let's be honest. And they're the ones that are building the country. What is this all over? Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest right now. What is this? Why is the border? Now, I know there's Chinese. I know there's Russians coming too, but this is racism. I don't care what anybody says because of the Hispanic population. And it makes me angry. It shouldn't matter. Here, welcome to America. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but we're changing and no, it shouldn't matter. Okay. We need just good reform. You know, let in only so many. Let in 1 million a year. Or do you know what I'm saying? Let in 500 a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody says. This is true. And I just think that it's coming. And I actually see it. I kept saying there's immigration reform. I said that in 21. Most of my predictions are 2 and hi guys, hi Scorpio. They're over 2 to 3 years old. I had somebody on here that said, your predictions are old. And I'm like, I started saying, and so are Nostradamus's 500 years old. Yeah. They're most of my predictions I made the Kamala Harris, Joe Biden thing in 21. And I played it on TikTok. And so people are like, oh, she did get it. And you can see that it's an old video because I'm heavier and my hair is thicker. My hair is like, I've been complaining about it. It's thick. It's so thin. It's something that happens when you lose weight. It's okay. And like I said, it's changed color. It's not the same. This is my real color. But it's like you can't see in the lighting I'm in because it's raining here. But it's very, very ashy blonde. It's like an ashen blonde. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, but my daughter said hers changed when she had her weight loss surgery. And now it's curly. And now I've always had curly hair. Now watch mine get straight. Because it does seem straighter than it used to be. Because it gets very curly usually. Very. Like in the back and stuff. So, okay. All right. Who's going to be your player? I think it's Josh Shapiro. Tammy Joe. I think it's going to be Josh Shapiro. All I know is a guy with dark hair. Now, I've been looking at the Bashir. He's got too light of hair. It's too light of hair. This guy's about 5'10". He's going to end up being president. And I think it's Josh Shapiro. I think he fits the profile. He looks like the right person from the back. Like if you were to turn him around, I know you guys know the story. I saw them from the back shaking hands with the Senate and the Congress, and they said, "This is our president." And I'm like, okay. And then he's got a woman running mate. She has lighter hair. So, yep. All right. Any comments on Trump? Not really. He's just done. I'm sorry. It's Kamala Harris. I've been predicting it since 21. And she's going to win by 8 points or 9 points. She's going to win by 8 is what I predict. Okay. All right. So just look. Oh, thanks. So I'm just letting you guys know that that's where it's heading. And there's healthcare, there's child care. We're going to go down. We're going to go to under 40 hours a week. It's going to be like 36 or 35. It's not going to be 30. It's going to be like not even 32. It's going to be more. It's going to be like down 5. The standard work week will be like 35 or something. There's going to be maternity care. Like you can take time off. You have to remember, this is the age of Aquarius, you guys. Age of Aquarius. If it does not promote love, it falls upon itself. The stock market, like all of it. And by the way, NVIDIA just it's taking a dump right now. Like I've told you guys to buy NVIDIA. I'm holding on to it. I've lost like in this week, like 40 grand, but it'll go back up. I know it will. I did see it happening and I kind of went, I didn't know why. And it should hit 185. It will. I'm seeing. So just hold on to it if you can. It's a long haul. You have to remember when the presidential elections in a stock market goes up and down, and because there's wild speculation, and they're speculating that Biden administration may halt chips coming in from China. So do you see what I'm saying? But it'll be okay because it's not going to happen. So, and I'm like, I know that, but I suggest anybody who can invest in AI stocks in any way. There's a whole bunch of companies, a couple of new ones that are coming out. Do it because you'll be happy you did. Okay. All right. Will Trump's team sue because the election? Of course. Come on. You got to know what's going to happen. They cheated. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm more of a moderate. I am. I have voted Republican in the past. I'm being forced to vote Democrat. I don't like what's going on with the Project 2025, and they can say all they want and say they aren't involved, but we know they are. But I'm telling you right now that from November to January is going to be very tumultuous. And I'm telling you that there's going to be a lot of crap going down. And just because there's going to be people, they're cheating and there's a recount and all. Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been watching a lot of shows. I do. I'm a History Channel buff. Like I like that kind of stuff. And I'm telling you, the elections are secure. I'm telling you, they are more secure than you would think they are. And they're trying to feed that to people. And did you notice though, and I'm not going to say anything about this, but I will say, I predicted that Mandela Barnes here in Wisconsin would win and would beat out Ron Johnson. And he didn't it was like less than 1%. It was crazy. I said they needed a recall because I still say he won. I think but he said, no, I'm not doing that. I have ethics. I'm not doing that because I believe in our election system. So, which you had to hand it to him. He's an ethical guy. But like I said, it's pretty locked down, guys. And people are like, well, how come people are voting under different names? It's not like that. I watched a long program on this. I've watched a couple. I've read articles. It's more secure than you think it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, election deniers are not going to certify the elections in swing states. They will in Wisconsin because we're very Democrat. We always have been. The reason that we went Republican was because of the gerrymandering. And I know that. How do I know that? Because we just voted in a court justice for the Wisconsin Supreme Court by a landslide, who was a liberal Democrat. And I know that's gonna, I keep up with this stuff, you guys. So I know, and I'm always kind of trying to tell you guys, Wisconsin's going blue. It's because they can't. Okay, so here's my state. I live outside an hour and a half from Chicago. I love living where I live. I live here. I know it's cold, but I like where I live. I'm from here originally. We lived in Chicago for a long time. I lived in Illinois for a long time. Am I going to eventually retire and be a snowbird? Yes. So I'm actually looking, when I go to Sedona, remember we go into Sedona in September, I'm going to be down there looking around for, like, if I want property, what do I want to do? Anyway, but there's nobody living here. There's only 5 million people in the whole state, 5.5 million. That's it. Now, there are more people in Cook County, Illinois, than there is in the whole state of Wisconsin. Now, Milwaukee, and then Dane County, and then Rock County, and then Green Bay. The Green Bay, I can't remember what county it is. Winnebago? No, I can't remember. Anyway, and there's like 4 or 5 counties that have all the population. I live in one of them. I live in Rock County. Rock County is always blue, always. Anyway, and they said that because the population in Madison, Milwaukee, and Rock County are always Democratic or going to be Democratic, because they can tell. There's no way that it can't go blue. It can't. And I was watching an article, and I saw some on TikTok, and I looked it up, and it's true. So, I mean, I'm telling you guys, she's going to win. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to tell you, he knows. Trump knows he's lost. You know what I'm saying? All right. Did I speak about the DNC? I'm not going to the DNC. There's going to be a lot of arguing. They don't want to, there's going to be some people that don't want to nominate Kamala Harris, and there's going to be like arguing, like it's going to be kind of tumultuous. And so I am not going. I am dead serious when I say it. Now, it's only an hour and a half away. I wanted to go, donate time. I've had 2 people call me, make appointments with me and say, do you think I should go? And I'm like, no. I said, don't go. I said, you need to steer clear, because there's stuff going down. And now everybody's like, oh, there's going to be all this violence. And I don't think it's that violent. I think it's more of they're all going to be arguing and fighting. And it's just going to be like, it's going to be a shit show. That's what it's going to be. Okay. So that's why I decided not to go. But if you guys know that I've been saying that for a while. So yeah. So Emma's like, it's an oasis in Sedona. I'm looking at, all right. So I'm going down there to look at spending winters down there. So I don't know where I love New Mexico. I love New Mexico because of the artsy scene, because I'm an artist too. I love Taos. I like all of it. Taos gets a little cold. It's so funny because they said to me, and by side note, so they said to me in Sedona, they're like, well, it gets cold here in the winter. It gets to be like a high of 63 and a low of 24. And I started laughing. I'm like, that's our fall. That's fall to me, And so to me, I'd still be in, sweatshirt and flip-flop weather is what we call it, where you're in a sweatshirt, but it's warm enough that you can still wear flip-flops, and it's not real cold. And hey, people here where I live, and I live right on the state line, so I'm the warmest part of Wisconsin. Okay, go up north. Just go up north a little bit. You go up to the top. That's why nobody lives up there. It's freaking cold. Anyway, up to UP, Upers and UP. Anyway, I have to laugh because I'm like, we're just used to it, and I will be wearing shorts at 60 degrees, 55 degrees. Oh sure, yeah, we're used to it. So yeah, so. No. So Jeannie's like, you can't do out west. It's not good for you. You might have had a past life thing. I refuse to go to California. I know I'm going to have to when my book comes out, but because I'm going to have to. I had a horrible life in California. When I was doing my past life regression, I can tell you, if you have never had a past life regression, you've got to get it done. Like it's life-changing, because all of a sudden it's like the pieces come together. You're like, okay, so in the 1840s or wherever, during the gold rush, like I took a stagecoach west, and the only way I could support myself was I was a madam. I ran a brothel. I died young. I was only maybe 46 of it. I was an alcoholic. And some of the, I know this is horrible to say, some of the people I recognize were like my clients. Like, I'm not kidding you. And I'm like, I remember it. And when I did my past life regression, it was a horrible life because back then women had no choice. They had to do what they had to do, right? Anyway, but I remember looking at myself in a mirror and I had bright red hair, bright. And I kept going. Now, years ago, that was a sign of a lady of the evening would dye their hair bright red. And I didn't even understand it at the time because when I had passed, I didn't understand what that meant. You know, but I'm looking at myself. I had to do what I had to do. That was the attitude of the whole lifetime. And I died as an alcoholic. And it was like in around San Francisco or somewhere there. And I don't want to go to California. Do you have a place you refuse to go and don't know why? It's because you probably had a bad life. Okay. I wrote, yes, Maud, I am an author. If you guys look me up, I am a children's author, Just Shades of Brown. You can imagine what that's about. And also the Royal Fellow Who Banished Yellow, it rhymes. But I've got a book coming out. It's my memoirs. And I have a literary agent. And I waited for 3 months to talk to this woman. Finally talked to her and she said to me, she's just like this and she's listening. And I told her how long it was and she goes, not long enough. Because I got to have a certain length because otherwise they don't want to publish. She goes, can you get it to me? I want it. And she's right now talking to Simon and Schuster with one of her other books for memoirs. She goes, my memoirs are my specialty. I like what you do. I looked you up. I found out you've got a large social media presence. I can sell that. And she said she's gonna pitch it to Random House, Random Penguin. And I'm like, so here I am like going type, trying to get it done. So, but I have to almost double it. But when I've got a second book I wanted to get written and she's like, just put them together. And then that will be one book. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I do what they tell me because she knows and I don't. Yeah, she's out of, where is she out of? She's out east somewhere, Massachusetts, or she's probably out of New York. So, it's just interesting because I've always wanted it. Okay, look at me. I want to tell you something. Look, I want to tell you something. If you don't believe, I just ripped it a little bit. If you don't believe in a board, in a wish board, look at my wish. Now this got ripped off, but it says book deal and agent by 8/1/24. What happened at 8:30 or on 7/30/24? Look what I did. You think that this is subconscious. This isn't magic. You're subconsciously putting it into effect so that you get what you want and it keeps it in your mind. And I've got my wish board right there. Book agent, book deal, 8/1/24. Look I get to take it down now, don't I? Now, this is something I got on there. So hold on. Okay. Oh, nope, I don't have it on here anymore. I got to put it on. I got to put it back on. I put New York Times bestsellers list. That's what I'm after. I know people are like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I am a writer. And if you guys don't know, Jesus has come to me. So some people are like, I know people, how dare you think? I'm like, well, why not? Because he comes to other people too. That doesn't make any sense. I didn't even realize, I guess I'm Christian. So, but you know what? Jesus wasn't Christian. Think about it. And he says he doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're Buddhist or you need to be a good person. And see, you got to read my book because it's all going to be in there. Anyway, and I'm telling you that he told me at my core, I'm a writer. And he goes, you need to write. And I've always been a writer. And it's in my chart. It's in my astrology chart. It says I'm a writer. And so I'm like, okay, so that's what we're going to do. It's the book I'm writing. It's a little bit like a Sylvia Brown kind of, yep, he comes in many forms, Tammy Jo, you are correct. I'm going to get it out. I know I'm supposed to be a writer. I knew that when he said that to me, I was like, okay, well, it's Jesus. You're kind of like in awe. First time he came to me, I was like, it's Jesus. Oh my God. And he looks like he looks quite a bit like a picture, like you would see like a picture, but not quite. Like he's got more, I don't think his eyes are blue. I think they're brown. But anyway, but I think he would come to me the way I would know he would look. Do you know what I'm saying? Knowing that that's who it is, because he laughed at me the whole time. He's like, because I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, it's Jesus. Like, what is, and I, have to remember, I'm a Pisces, so I get all my downloads at night. All of my predictions are coming usually to me at night. Sometimes when I'm talking to you, I'll get them and I'll spout them out. But, and so that's when he came, and I'm just writing, I'm writing like everything he's saying. And I'm like, but he told me I need to write, and I am a writer. And I'm like, okay, that's what I will do. It's Jesus. I will listen, but he has a great sense of humor. And I asked him about what's going to happen with the whole election stuff and Trump, because, it's Jesus. He does care about governments, because when they oppress people and they're mean and stuff. But he looked at me, he laughed. I'm telling you, he laughed and he said, I got this. Don't worry about it. So does that mean to have faith? I guess that's what that means. You know what I'm saying? So do I do personal readings? You bet I do. And ShannonSky.com. And my business is named after the land of enchantment from New Mexico, because I love New Mexico. And my horse's name is Sky. My horse's name is he is a direct descendant of Man of War, because his bloodline. Anyway, and his name is Heavenly Painted Sky. That's heaven, because his mother's name was Misty Lee. He was Heavenly Painted Sky. So yes, he's gelded. He can't have babies, but it's okay. But he's he's my baby. And if something happens to him, I don't know what I'm going to do, because he's 17. He's got about a good 10 years yet. But yeah. Yes, Emu says, I think great things are going to happen. You know why? It's that energy of taking care of people. It's the energy. Okay. And the Age of Aquarius is about female energy. Okay. That's one of the things. That's why you're seeing more females. That's why you're seeing all the corruption of all the stuff that's been hidden, like the Epstein thing and all the trafficking going on. You're seeing it. It was been around for a long time, but we're seeing it because it's got to go away, because it doesn't promote love. It's people are working together. There's bartering. There's people, the dollars, the money system is going. It's going to be bartering and different things. Now, is it going to crypto? Be careful of crypto. I know. Okay. So all right. I'm going to tell you a secret too, because I'm going to be off here in a little while. I have a couple people that call me for financial advice a little bit. And they said that I'm pretty accurate. I can't say any more than that. But crypto, one of them was telling me that what some of these billionaires will do is you can buy their crypto. It's a scam. And I remember I told you about 2 years ago, be careful of crypto. It's some type of scam. I know it is. Now, not all of it. So don't get me wrong. Some of it's not. Because if you think about it, crypto is even your credit card. It's crypto. Anyway. And what they'll do is they'll get you to buy it and you can never sell it. It's got like some type of special rule or something where you can't sever it. So they took your money. Be careful of crypto. Be careful. He explained that to me because I don't know all of that. And I'm like, I said, I'm just in the stock market, and he's like, yeah, no, really, it's happened. I go, and I had warned him. I said, because I was telling him, I said, they're telling me not to. And I told him this name of something. I said, don't think you're supposed to get involved in that. I don't know why, but they're telling me to tell you. He comes back to me. He goes, oh my God, you saved me like $1 million. Like, I kid you not, because I would have bought into it hoping that was going to go up. And so I'm like, be careful. Just be careful of the crypto. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I see you guys. I can see all of you. So yeah, I'm going to take a couple questions. I always do. So yeah. Oh, thanks. I've lost about 75 now, and I'm dropping. Like, that's what happens. Like, it'll like drop like overnight. I kid you not. I get up. I can tell I get up. My energy changes too. I got up this morning very lethargic. I did. That's why I'm late on here. I didn't get up, I normally get up at like 5 a.m. I kid you not. I start my day that soon, because I have to get out, get my chickens, get my horses. I go get my coffee. I'm doing business stuff. But I slept till like 8 o'clock today. And I knew that because I felt like sort of tired or something was different, weirdly different. I dropped a bunch of weight. And sometimes it'll give me more energy, but sometimes it's like it's an adjustment of my body. Here's a weird one. You want to hear this one? what the fat starts to redistribute itself. Now there's little, like, almost like kind of like, they're not boils, but they're like pockets of fat. I don't know what, but they're round and they hurt. And you touch them and they're on your leg and stuff. They hurt. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, God, do I got like a tumor or something? And my daughter says, nope, it happened to me. And so I'm like, your arm, and you'll be like, and you can feel like this lump, and it's the fat melting away. It's basically just redistributing itself. So it's just interesting stuff that I would share with you guys. Okay. Your horse. Okay. So Trish says, she goes, my horse has a bruise on his hoof. Wanted to see if you felt it was from our rocky soil or from an insulin resistance. It's from your rocky soil. It'll heal up. Okay. I'm telling you, you know what, Trish? Okay, there's this thing called Thrush Buster. I've been doing Copper Tox. Copper Tox has copper in it, and it cleans it, but it doesn't do half the job of Thrush Buster. It's a little bitty thing. You just squirt it in there, and that's what I got the foot to heal. Now I'm changing his diet. I'm going to give him a little bit better vitamin, because I don't think he's getting it from our hay. And to increase the biotin, I put biotin in his food. And then I'm also painting his hoof. And if you lift it up and paint the bottom with this stuff, it hardens it so that it'll grow better. So I haven't been doing it because I'm one of these people, if I don't have to, I won't, because I think it's natural and I think that's good. But he is getting older. So yeah, I've been through a lot with horses. I've had to put horses down. The first horse I ever owned was the love of my life. And he had to be 25 and he couldn't be ridden anymore. And we had to put him down, and it broke my heart because we were boarding at the time and I couldn't ride him. And I had to put him down, and it still bothers me because he was healthy, but we couldn't ride him. And he was 25 years, you know what I'm saying? And it was too much, and it still bothers me, but he was like the love of my life. And I'll never forget, like, the first time when you gallop, if you post, that means you're standing up slightly. So when they take a step, you stand up slightly. It's posting. And if you do it right during a gallop, you're weightless. You fly. It's like you're flying. And the first time I did that, I couldn't believe it. And it was the coolest experience. I just couldn't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because some people don't, like Western riders, a lot of times don't post. They don't. That means you stand up slightly when they gallop forward. You stand up slightly. That's what I'm saying. Exercise, horse exercise is one of the best exercises. You want to get in shape and you want to be sore the next day, go for a horse back ride for about an hour, a couple hours. When you haven't done it, every bone in your body will ache for the first couple days you do it, because they take a step, you take a step. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. And people are like, oh, that's not great exercise. I think Dr. Phil said that. And I'm like, you're full of crap. You're supposed to be from Texas. You should know better than saying something so stupid, because it is really good exercise. Okay. My husband just said, no, by the way, my husband's been watching my NVIDIA and he goes, the stocks just went up. I just saw it. They go because he's been worried. And I said, it'll go back up. Look, it's speculation. And when you're dealing with the stock market and you're in the long haul, and what I have is the stocks I have, if I hold on to them, I kid you not, are projected to go to $5 million. It's like owning Apple stock right now. And I own NVIDIA and I own AMD, which I bought, oh God, a year ago. And I've just been holding on to it. And they've gone up where they've quadrupled their stock, and they're doing buybacks. They've got their quarterly report coming out. I wish I knew now what I knew when I was 20. I'd be like really wealthy. So, okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Hold on. I'm going to take a couple questions. Yes, I am. Yeah. Carol's like, there's nothing like riding a horse. I know. I don't, like I said, I haven't been riding my horse. I've only been on him like twice in the last year because I think his foot bothers him. My daughter's been riding him though. So, and which is good because she's only 140 pounds. She's a lot lighter than me. So, and she's riding him, and he needs, a lot of times I think it might be coming, he's not getting enough exercise. And when you get exercise, you get blood to the hoof. The hooves start to, you know what I'm saying? He's not being worked enough. He's lazy though. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to canter anymore. He's 17. He's just like, I'll walk. Let's go for a ride. Okay. It's okay though. I don't care. I'm all right with it. I love him to death. I've had him since the day he was born. I bred him. He's from breeding that I did with my husband's horse that we had to put down. And so I think I'm good at it. I got exactly what I wanted. I paid close attention to what I wanted. I wanted nice solid feet. I wanted a certain bone structure. I got exactly what I wanted. So yeah. Okay, hold on, I want. Okay, hold on. Can I use this lawyer or will I do this myself online? My house is already paid to me. I'm the co-owner. Okay, I got this. All right. I got accidentally paid the other mortgage. Yeah. Okay. I want old will revoked, not a trust. Can I use this lawyer? Use the lawyer, honey. Use the lawyer. Yeah, use the lawyer. I don't know if it's that lawyer though. It might be somebody else. Hey, lawyers are like psychologists. You know how you go to a therapist and you might go through 5 before you find the right one? Same thing for an attorney. I've got a horrible attorney right now. I reported one because they needed to be reported. And I hope that they revoke his license. I guess he's got so many complaints against him. He needs his license revoked. But anyway, yeah. So I don't usually do an invite. People are wanting to go live with me. I usually don't do that too often. Good Lord. Anyway, hold on here. There we go. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at my mind is jumping around because I'm reading some of your comments and I'm trying to hold on. There, I can see that. Social security increases, you better believe that's coming. People are going to be respecting elderly people. It's on its way because that's part of the age of Aquarius. Gentle, kind, considerate, loving. Okay, that's why I say it's female energy, because overall it's a female energy thing. Love, like kindness and cooperation, and that's female energy. You know what I'm saying? All right. Karen wants to know, will your boss be fired? I say no. I say moved or something, possibly. Okay. And you guys know that if you want a complete reading, which means I'm undividedly, you've got my attention, undividedly, enchantedSky.com. I am pretty much, I think I might be close to being booked this week. Usually I was looking out a couple, I have booked about 3 weeks out, and I got 3 spots every week until then. So if you're going to book, you better book, because it was close to being booked. I'm used to being booked out 2 to 3 months, and it got slow for a while there. And now it's picked back up because people are watching my predictions. So, and you have to understand, it's hard. It was hard for me to put myself out there and say, I have it on 18 in Facebook. I'll have to take the picture and I said, Roe versus Wade will be overturned. And I would say, I think I think Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned, is what I'm like, and it was. It's going to be codified. We're going to do a massive overhaul of the U.S. Constitution. There's going to be Equal Rights Amendment is going to pass. The the Human Rights Amendment is going to pass. That means the right to food, water, healthcare. I mean, as a human being, that's what we desire. It's going to all pass. Trust me. And I'm going to say, and some of you Republicans out there might not be listening to me, and I'm sorry, but this is what I see. We're going to have a blue president for 12 years. Okay. And there's going to be a lot of changes. And I want to say that the Republican Party is going to soften down, because I don't hate the Republican Party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to tell people, like, it's just, you're forcing me to, because I can't stand Donald Trump. So I don't like him at all. I'm going to put it in my book of what Jesus said about that whole situation, but I'm not going to say it here. Put it that way. All right. So, So, okay. Yeah, you're going to get the House and Senate. Yes. I'm pretty sure because okay, I do know that the Kamala Harris has got an uphill battle about trying to get all the things she wants to get passed. So I am guessing that it's going to go House and Senate, but I don't know. But you do know that all of the seats are up. Everything is up this November. I mean, everything. You do know that, right? So just letting you know. All right. Is Mayan, Miss Mayan, Hartnessy, feeling towards me legit? Yes, that's real. Very much. Kishi, should you apply for a loan? If so, do you see a company I should apply for? Wait until around February or March. I don't know why I hear that, Kishi. Now, if you guys don't know, I was late getting on for my subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed to me, it's $10 a month. It's like so damn cheap. Anyway, it's okay though. I've got like 155 people on there. I said I'm going to do a limit of 800. And if you think about it, that's pretty good because I got 1 million people listening to a podcast. Anyway, and I got on late last night because I bought, if you guys don't know, I got like 18 inches of rain in a month last month. It was crazy. And my gutters are going off the side and going down the foundation, and I got a little water in the basement. I was pissed because I don't like that kind. I don't play that. I'm not going to have mold. I'm not going to be doing this. And my basement is completely remodeled and completely. I've got my best friend rents an apartment down there. And I'm like, oh no, this is not acceptable. So I just bought it was expensive. Like it was really, I got the really, really good gutters, and I was doing gutter. I was signing the paperwork. He came at 5 and it was over after 7. I'm thinking, do your business and leave. I have to go live, And he's like, well, I'm going to try to get out of here. And I'm like, he couldn't get me at a good interest rate. Now I have an extremely good credit rating. And I'm like, why is that credit rating so high? And he's like, well, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So he's out there talking, trying to get and he did get it down. He got it down. I think it was 6%. But I was like, I got a very high credit score. I'm like, no, I am not signing what you want me to say. It was really high. It was like 12% or I'm like, really, please. And on a very expensive item too. I mean, I think I got now, if you guys don't know, I got 5, I have a 5-car garage that's as big as my house. It's bigger than my house. It is. It's a 2,000 square foot. My house upstairs is like, because I count my lower level because it's exposed. But anyway, this house is 1,800 or 1,850 or 1,900. I don't know. Anyway, I got 6 bedrooms. I know that. Anyway, between all of that, it was nearly 20K, man. Like it was, because the garage itself is 2,000 square feet. And it's exactly 2,000. It had meant to be a house and they had converted it into a garage is what they did. And so I've got my neighbors next door are really close because they had built 3 houses. They probably built it for their kids, maybe way back in 60. Because I have an addition on mine, but there's a house really close. Then there's a garage between us. It's this huge garage, 4.5 car. It's actually 5 car. It holds 5 cars. And then our house. And so anyway, it was expensive. And that was where I was. So I got on late and I'm like, yeah. So anyway, all right. So here we go. It's a woman's time now. Colleen says, yes, it is. That is why you're seeing the Me Too movement. That's why you're seeing we're not emasculating men. We're just empowering ourselves. Think about it. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. She's like, you have good energy. Thanks. All right. And this is me. This is really me. Like you're seeing, this is what I'm like all the time. So, I do have a temper though. I'm sad. You make me mad. You do not want to make me mad. You do not want to make me mad because I have a loud voice too. And the kids at school, there's got to be, there's always a reason why you are the way you are. I was a great teacher. Why? I had 750 kids a week. You could hear me. Nobody could talk over me. I can shake a room. And it's just my oldest daughter has my loud voice. So, and she's very, very good at what she does. She's a special ed teacher and a supervisor. She's done the supervisory stuff. She's thinking of going back into educational law, which Sylvia Brown told her she would, which was interesting. I've met Sylvia Brown. I know. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So here, let's do a couple questions. Hold on here. Yes, Maria, that was I think that was an angel, sweetheart. Okay. That was an angel. Now you guys know last night I was live and it was subscribers and I had more orbs. And if you guys aren't knowing and you don't believe me, for some of you guys are new to me, I've got orbs all the time in my videos and they're angels. I'm summoning angels. When you blow it up like on my camera and you go back and play it on my camera because it's the original camera, you can see there's wings and it's white and there's something like, it looks like there's a little head and everything. Like I kid you not. About a month and a half ago, I had a Wednesday morning taping where I tape my dailies before I went to weeklies. And it goes like it does this and it does this. And you can see it. Like there's no way it's a bug. So I do get them a lot. So if you're watching, sometimes my followers will be watching because one of them last night goes, I saw an orb. I saw one. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I've been summoning angels again. I need a little help with this book, with this I need the creativity. And the archangel of creativity is possibly Haniel. So yeah. Yeah. And I've seen people are spamming me right now. That's my phone. Yes, I love the Beatles. They were before. I mean, they were broke up when I was a year old. I mean, they were before I was born, but I like a lot of stuff that was before I was born. I love Sam Cooke. I love Sam Cooke. I get to know who he is. Father of R&B. But I don't know. I even like Ella Fitzgerald. I can listen to that kind of stuff, So sometimes. So my favorite singer is John Denver. I'm a huge I like what he believed in. I guess that's what it is because he's very much an environmentalist and I liked what he believed in and what he sang about. I guess that's growing up, like he was my first crush. I just love John Denver. So anyway, do I see things happening for veterans? You better believe it. They're going to overhaul that. That is one of the other predictions on my last week or the week before. That's got to be typed. Anybody that knows who's good with IT, who is willing to work for me, hit me up on enchantedSky.com. My daughter, she's working, but she's not being consistent. I'm yelling at her. She's busy. I'm doing other things, Mom. I'm like, well, I got to find somebody that can do some typing because I have a bunch of predictions that need to go on my website and I don't have the time. I literally don't have the time. I'm trying to find people who are doing things for me. So if anybody you guys know and you're willing to work, and I'm willing to pay you, it's not like so much an hour, what at $20 an hour, maybe $30 an hour to just go in and type and to put things in to my website on my prediction pages because I just don't have the time. They need to quit calling me. This I'm so tired. It's an old who's calling me is an old I was online at one time on a company, and I'm not going to say who because I'm not going to advertise for them. And they'll call me 8 times a day. Oh, you're not online. Why are you not online? No, I'm not playing that game. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not playing that bullshit. So I'm going to be online if I want to be online. I have my own, and they're taking 60% of your earnings. And I'm like, I'm not doing that either. So I should just block them, but I don't because sometimes I want to know what they're doing, But anyway, yeah, I know as soon as I block them, I'm like, I kind of need the connection because I do have an account there yet. And I don't know. Anyway, all right, so here we go. But yes, veterans are having an overhaul. And I can see the question. And there's going to be a complete restructure of the Veterans Administration. Okay. Well, you do understand that we are, they can't find any, none of the Gen Zs will. That's why they did the mandatory draft. You know that, right? Because nobody's signing up. It's the age of Aquarius that's going to happen there. And I see our next president pulling out troops, pulling out tanks, pulling things out. And we're not going to be so militarized. You know why we're always in war, right? Because it's a moneymaker. That's all that matters is money, right? Well, that's coming to an end. And that's why all this is happening. Because money, it's the root of all kinds of evil. That's what the Bible says. It doesn't say it's the root of all evil. It says all kinds of evil. Because not all money is bad. If you're giving something to the poor, that's not bad, right? Just a thought. Okay. Anything on immigration? Huge, Daisy, huge immigration reform coming. Here's your paper. Give me your name. We're going to look at your background. We're going to do a background check on you. Welcome to America. I'm telling you. All right. Yeah. So, all right. Hold on now. I'm still looking. I'm getting low in here. Okay. I've been on an hour almost. So I usually do that's about right, but I will do a couple more questions. Who's going to be the vice P? VP is, I think it's Josh Shapiro. I think it is. He fits the profile. Will he debate her? No. I think he's going to fake an illness. Hold me to that. I've been saying that for a while. Is he sick? You know what I'm talking about, right? I think he's faking an illness more than anything. Just thought. All right. And when I say I don't know why I want to say something, that's when it's usually right. My daughter yesterday, she's like telling me about, she's like, hey, this keeps popping like it's a job. Because I got a job. I just took one. I said, no, you need to apply. And she's like, why? I said, because you need to apply. And she's like, why do you mean? And I said, because I don't know why I'm saying it, but you need to. And when I say that, that means that you need to and listen to me. So go figure. Jonathan Greep, what's your question? I see you on here, sweetie. I've only got 150 on right now. I ain't that many. I got time for you. Go ahead. I had 30,000 people the other day at night watching me. So because they want to know my predictions, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to start advertising when I'm online because I think that's what helped. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Anna Cruz, will you be in a relationship? Of course you will eventually. It's going to be a little while, about a year, about 9 months. Okay, Anna, find the right person. They'll come in. Manifest them. Put it on the wish board. I'm telling you that wish boards work. What do I think? Kamala Harris will be the next president? Yes, I do. You guys are coming in and out. It's what it is. Yes, I've been saying it. Said it since 21. Okay, since 21, I said it. And it's February of 2021. Or no, January of 21. I said it. I said, we're having the next president's a woman. I said, Joe Biden is going to nod out and she's going to take over. And I said it and I kept going. And everybody keeps going, but you said Biden. I said, yeah, I know. But she's part of the administration. But if you watch my original prediction, you have to understand too, I doubt myself. I don't know if you guys, I'll be like, that can't be right. That can't be, you know what I'm saying? I get what I get. And I have to stick with it, not a problem. All right. Jonathan Greep. Jonathan, hit me. What's your question? Because I can't see it. Okay, Andrew, I am starting a business. Will it become successful? I think so. Hold on. Yeah. If you take the bull by the horns and don't you're going to transform your life. There you go. How's that one? I don't need cards. You guys know that. All right. So, all right. Hi, Oli. All right. I'm just about off of here because my looks like one of my cameras nearly dead. You guys book me on enchantedSky.com. You can go, if you have not ever talked to me before, I highly suggest not doing a 15-minute. I just can't get everything in. Do an hour, then a half an hour, and then 15 minutes. And then I don't rip people off. You guys know that. That's not what this is about. So, okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. You guys are fine. So take care. I'm off now. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I got to go get all of my own stuff done and get my book written. So you guys take care. All right. And have a great, here's my, have a great week. How can you make the planet a better place? Blessings. How's that? That's what I usually say. Bye, guys. Have a nice one. See what I'm saying? I'm sick of it. All right, you guys. I'm out of here.